Welcome to the Dad's Downtime Thinking and Drinking podcast, the happy hour style podcast where a couple of guys get together, have a few drinks, and talk about what they've been up to. I am Dave Stanley, and as usual, with me today, Steve Bassett, and apparently uncanceled once again, Tyler Cordell. Welcome back, Tyler.
Yeah.
So, as usual, you can find us on Facebook and on Twitter at Dad's Downtime, and also on YouTube. Just search at Dad's Downtime. Thinking and Drinking Podcast works also. And be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and a rating. We would greatly appreciate it. Tyler, what are you drinking today?
Well, I was drinking Modela. I think it's empty now. So.
Oh, you failed.
Total rookie mistake to finish the beer before the podcast when it's supposed to be drank for the podcast.
I know.
Apparently today Tyler's just thinking.
Yeah.
There is no drinking.
Not much.
So can you really say he's thinking? So can we really say he's thinking?
No, he's not very well.
Drinking.
No, this is all just impulse conversations and word vomit.
Yeah, stuff I don't want to hear. Then I don't want to hear that.
Exactly. I'll just leave now.
Me, on the other hand, I am drinking because I'm not a lame, and I am drinking Tail Chaser IPA from Sleepy Dog Brewing. It's not bad. What about you, Dave?
I am drinking Thirsty Goat Amber Ale from Thirsty Planet, and I bought this one just because of the picture on it. Yeah.
No, you're funny. Funny gift, but like I said, Dave, that also makes me think of that damn Goat Simulator game, which I absolutely hated that game.
That game was hilarious.
It was hysterical.
It was funny, but
I fucking loved it.
It was really dumb.
Well, you should have liked it then.
Shots.
Anyways, like we said, we've got Tyler back today. It's been a while. Yeah. How are you doing, Tyler?
Pretty good. Now that I'm finally back on here, so that's nice. Working.
Been keeping busy.
Yeah. I got moved to a new department at work recently, but they're also trying to promote me, so that's fun. So this will be my second promotion in under a year, which will be kind of nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a promotion.
Yeah,
It'd be nice.
Been busting ass for it, so I'm excited about that. It's good stuff.
Nice.
But overall, just working too much and all that stuff. So.
Too much crack and too many whores. I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, always on the corner.
Everybody said there's something wrong with that?
No.
Maybe only a couple things.
Like what?
Just a smidge illegal?
Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm not going to tell anybody.
Yeah.
See, this is why Tyler needs to be drinking, because these are just dumb thoughts.
Well, I don't know if it's dumb. I'll be the voice of reason.
Nah.
So this is off topic a little bit, but Tyler, I was not able to send one to you. Steve got one though. Steve, you wanna tell Tyler what you received earlier this week?
Oh, the cake bash.
Yeah, my sister was in town like a week or two ago, and I sent a can of Mountain Dew Cake Smash back with her to give to Steve.
That's dope. Yep. How was it, Steve? Did you like it?
I did. I enjoyed it, and I let it. I gave a bit to the girls and my wife, and yeah, it was good.
I know
I liked it a lot.
I know that Bang Energy Drink did a birthday cake bash flavor. And I remember trying that, and I was like, "This is the weirdest thing I've ever drank," because it has that bread flavor to something that's liquid, and it's just weird.
Yeah, I never tried the Bang Energy Drink cake flavor. When I did get around to drinking my final Cake Smash, like I took a drink out, I was like, you know what? This don't get me wrong, like it tasted like it every time I drank it prior to this last can. I was like, I drank that last can, it's like, this really feels like I'm drinking a vanilla cupcake right now.
Vanilla cupcake.
Like it really hit me on that last can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I got that out of that, honestly. it had
definitely very sugary.
Oh yeah.
It was good though. I enjoyed it. I mean, that I know Dave, you said you kind of really wouldn't be even if it were kind of in production here. I would buy it again.
Would you?
Like, I mean, I would buy it if it were in the 20-ounce bottles and cans and shit over here, like normal. Yeah, I of course would buy it. I'd buy a 12-pack of that stuff. I'd drink it.
I feel like you'd have to really be in the mood for something like that. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to have that sweet tooth.
Like there were a lot of times where it's like I could drink a can of that with like dinner, but it's just like it's just not gonna go well with dinner.
See, I'm not much of a cake eater, so I just don't feel like it would.
Same.
Oh,
It would do it for me.
I am. I'm a very big. I have very big sweet tooth. So
the only cake I like,
cake.
The only cake I like is freaking ice cream cake.
Yeah, ice cream over cake all the time.
All day long, baby.
Cake for me. Cake for me.
Nope.
All day.
All right, Steve is getting canceled next week. We're gonna have the ice cream eaters only podcast.
Bye guys.
Solid.
Bye guys.
What?
Fade out.
There is one. Okay, so I will make an exception because my sister makes these. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of
meth.
Them. Is the no? Is the
I've heard of it.
Have you ever heard of the better than sex cake?
I have. I don't know what it is.
It's nothing. Sorry, that doesn't exist.
It's like it's like
called an ice cream cake.
It's like a chocolate cake, right? And then they take and they like.
You lost me. I don't like chocolate, so.
That's true.
Anyways, I'm trying to explain this cake. So they like poke holes into it, right? And then you use like a.
Sounds like sex.
How do they poke holes into it, Tyler? What instrument of poking do they use?
I mean, it depends on what size.
Are we talking
your cake?
Are we talking about American Pie style poking holes?
I don't know about that. No.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so you poke holes in this cake. You add which one's is it? Sweetened condensed milk is like the real thick shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you add sweetened condensed milk, caramel. And they use sweetened condensed milk because it looks, and so it works.
Oh, it looks like what, Tyler? What does
it totally looks like baby gravy. So, anyways,
so it works better with the poking of holes,
right? So
baby gravy.
It looks like the baby gravy's coming out of the cake, right? And so, anyways, and then you add Cool Whip, toffee, and something else on top of it. I can't remember what it is, but it's like it's the only cake that I'll ever actually eat and just thoroughly enjoy. Other than that, I'm just not a cake eater.
It just reminds him of things he wants to do.
Yeah, sure. I just think it's delicious, but sure.
I love cake. Cupcakes, cake, cookies. Yep. Sweet tooth man over here. I like ice cream. I love ice cream.
I like sweets. I like sweets, but I'll take brownies over cake. I like the thicker.
Yeah.
I like the denseness of brownies over like the airiness of cake. And then the frosting on cake can sometimes be so disgusting. Like I hate
me the edge piece of brownie.
Oh yeah, like where it's a little caramelized around the edge there. Oh,
it's just kind of crusty. Oh yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Crunchy.
I'm on board with that 100%.
What the hell am I in? What am I listening to?
Yeah.
The best podcast episode ever.
We're having food porn thoughts.
You guys are literally. I'm not. You guys are talking about brownies and like the burnt corn parts.
Speaking of brownies, have you guys tried the Snickers brownie little bar things? Have you guys tried those?
No. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So they actually have like a Snickers that instead of using like the thick nougat or whatever it is that they use, they actually use a brownie. So it's a chocolate covered brownie with the caramel and the peanuts on it, just like a Snickers. But it's fucking good. I bought like one of the little packs of the bite sized ones, and then I threw them in the living room. Me and my brother, we were snacking on them. Those things are tasty. I like those a lot.
Yeah, no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, y'all have to find them. I found them at Walmart. I don't know if that's just specific to down here, but
Walmart doesn't exist up here, so
that's a
Shut
lot.
the fuck up.
Shut up, Steve.
You're an idiot.
I will be on your side about the whole Target thing. I will take Target over Walmart every day of the week. Every day of the week. I love Target. Hate Walmart. Can't stand
You
it.
know who else
Bro.
likes Target? Basic bitches.
That's true. But I mean, they like it for a reason. It has nice stuff.
because I go there.
I'll admit, I like buying stuff at Target over Walmart as well.
It's just a nicer store. It's like they
It just
take
feels
care of
cleaner.
their
Listen,
store
it's
better.
classier. It is
Yes.
classier. It
Well, do
just
you know?
is.
So they actually have a business model to where they don't build stores in lower income areas. So unless it receives unless the income of the area that they're trying to build a store in is
You poor shaming?
no, Target is, not me.
Oh, you don't have a Target by
Target.
you, Dave?
So
Of course I have a Target by me.
I was just asking.
you live in
man.
Texas, there's a Target in every freaking small town. Target's huge in Texas. Where
The thing I'm missing down here in Texas is Menards.
Yeah,
you
you're
won't
not gonna
find
get
those
that down there. Nope.
But y'all have
Hurts
co-ops.
so bad.
You have co-ops and stuff in Texas.
Oh, he has Home Depot. He has Home Depot.
We have Home
He does
Depot
not
and
have
Lowe's
Yeah.
and Ace.
We have we
Menards-
don't have
Menards, no.
we don't have a whole lot of Home Depots or Lowe's or anything. We have co-ops. So per town
interesting.
that you go to, there's these things called co-ops, and it's pretty much like a Menards or
No,
Farm and Fleet,
I
but it's
miss
just way smaller.
I miss my green toy store.
Yeah.
So my kids refer to it as Daddy's
Yeah.
toy store.
Yeah.
And I don't have it now. It's very upsetting.
Oh, poor Dave.
I haven't
I'm
been
gonna
to a Menards or a Farm and Fleet in years and years.
I might just go to Menards later today just to walk
Just
in.
to
I don't need
spite
anything.
'em.
I was there yesterday. I bought stuff.
Man,
E-gravel, leveling, sand, all that. I was there yesterday, but I'll just go in today just for the hell of it. Maybe send a picture, tag it. Maybe I'll post it up on the Dad's Downtime Twitter and just put a middle finger in there. I don't care.
my dad's already pulled that shit on me.
Oh man.
Good.
It was like a week after I moved down here. He sent me a picture of of the outside of Menards. He's like, "You missing home yet?" I was like, "Fuck you."
Jeez.
Well,
That's
why don't you be respectful for your to your dad?
You can go suck a dick. How about that?
Kids are supposed to respect their parents. You are just a disgrace, David.
Of course. That's why my dad banished me to Texas. I mean, that's why I moved to Texas.
Banished. That's solid.
You heard it there first, guys. Going to Texas is basically a punishment to get out of Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think anything outside of Illinois would actually be a gift rather than a punishment.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree.
It all depends. It all depends where you're possibly going. I would not say California would be a gift outside of Illinois.
There are certain parts of California that I would move to. I don't like California. I think it's a terrible state, and I think that they have a lot of restrictions and rules there that are backwards. But overall, there are a couple areas in California, like especially Northern California,
That's the
that
only
are
area
absolutely
love to
stunning.
live.
Yeah,
but they're more
I
expensive
agree.
in Northern California. So that's the only I would love to go if I had to pick a place in Cali, Northern Cali, but I think I would go San Francisco. If I can't live in San Francisco, then more northern, but San Francisco, I've been there once, loved it.
San Fran was cool. Yeah, I've been to San Fran.
Beautiful city.
I need to get out there still. I've never been to California.
I can't believe you never. I've been to California like 5 times, dude.
I just think it's
I've been to like more than half the states though.
It's so cool because so many people. You've been to half the states?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to probably 30 or 35 states. Yeah, I mean, I've been to most of them. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was working with Matt and them, I've been to damn near every state minus Alaska and Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been to Alaska or Hawaii, and I don't ever envision going to Hawaii because I don't like flying. So
I don't think I ever went to.
I want to go to
North
Hawaii.
Dakota.
I've been in North Dakota, South Dakota,
Let's see.
all those.
I don't think I've been to North.
I've been to so many states, man. I'd have to even look. I mean, I've been to a good amount of them up in the Northeast. My problem, I have not been to the upper Northwest. So we're talking Washington, Oregon.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
Those. I want to get out to those two states.
Yeah, I was about to say because I went to when we did that California job. We drove from Chicago to Sacramento, or from DeKalb to Sacramento, whatever. From DeKalb to Sacramento, and then we got to Sacramento. We worked in Napa Valley area, in Fresno, San Francisco, and then a few others. While we were out there, we were just doing a big Target store run. We were doing all the racks in the back. But anyways, we were there maybe a month, I think, and then we had 2 jobs up in Seattle. And so we drove up to Seattle, and we had to drive through Oregon and Washington to get there, obviously. And dude, it's on a whole other level up there. It's like the green there is actual green, not like the greens that you get out here in like Central America and stuff like that. Once you start getting into uh, that Pacific Northwest, because of all the rainfall, your greens are like a super dark. Your trees are taller because you get that
super
rainfall.
dense green color up there.
Right? Yeah, it's not the pale yellow, polleny green that you get on the trees out here. So, I would definitely, if anyone ever wants to go to the Pacific Northwest, I highly recommend it. It is the most beautiful area of the United States I've ever been to.
I want to get up there.
I do too. I've heard some bad stories about like up there now, though, with all the bums and unfortunately all the homeless over there that have just overtaking everything out there, like Seattle, Portland. I heard Portland is pretty darn bad now, which is a shame.
A lot of people are getting relocated from Colorado because when Colorado legalized, the
marijuana
cost of living went through the fucking roof because so many people flocked out there and started buying up small businesses and opening up small businesses, and their profit margin went through the roof, and then cost of living went through the roof, and property tax, everything started going through the roof out there. And so everybody started moving towards Washington and Oregon and California and stuff like that. And now they're legalizing and everything too. So their stuff is doing the same thing. And so now there's just a ton of homeless people. Nobody can afford to live there anymore. It's the downside to legalizing that a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah.
Potheads.
It is illegal down here still. I know that.
It's decriminalized. Oh, sorry, no, in Texas.
No.
I was thinking Illinois still.
Illinois, it's legal here, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think so because my sister smokes.
I mean, they have pot shops everywhere.
Yeah, so does mine.
Yeah.
But wow. So I very, very badly want to get up to the upper Northwest. But I mean, I would love to do like a trip, upper Northwest, and hit like from San Fran up to
Alaska.
No.
Dude, no, seriously, that would be the dream for me. I would kill to drive from, well, maybe not drive. That's a long drive. But
it's a long drive, but I've heard that highway up there that like goes through the Alaskan, Canadian, mountain range or whatever's up there. There's like a highway that winds through the mountains up there. That's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah, that is like one of my dream vacations.
Road trips.
I feel like that would be very treacherous, though. Like
it depends on time of the year.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Like I wouldn't say do it during the winter.
Fuck no.
No, because I mean,
No, go out there like midsummer. You'll be all right.
I'm more likely to go up to like Northern California or somewhere up in the Northwest and do an Alaskan cruise.
See the Redwoods.
I fucking want to.
That's in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been to the Redwood Forest.
Super far north California, like, and it crosses into Oregon. So I mean, you're literally
Yeah.
playing on both of those sides of the state.
Isn't Muir Woods the Redwoods? Muir
It's part of
Woods
it.
State Park? Because I've been to Muir Woods.
I think it's part
Those
of
are the
it.
trees that are all like hundreds and hundreds of years old, and they're also like
There's
you can
thousands and
and
thousands
people
of years old.
and like workers have actually made like roadway like canals through some of those trees. They're so big and thick.
They had one specific highway that went through it, but that tree ended up rotting and ended up falling over. So they actually had to cut down that tree and then redo the whole highway for it, or shut down that part of the highway and redo it.
I know I've been to Muir Woods with a family trip. One of the very first, I think the one and only time I went to California with my parents. I've been to California 2 or 3 other times, with my own family, but this is like a family trip back in the day. But yeah, no, I've been to Muir Woods, and it was pretty breathtaking, to be honest with you.
Driving past Yellowstone is probably one of the coolest that I've ever done.
I've not.
I didn't even get to go to Yellowstone, but I mean, we drove past it, and just looking in it from the outside is insane.
So you didn't get to see Old Faithful? Yeah, that would be something to see. I would love to see that.
I want to go see. I want to go see Yellowstone. You guys ever watch that? What's it called? It was on Hulu. It was a documentary called Free Solo.
Oh yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
I've heard of it. What is that though? What is that?
It's something that would probably scare the shit out of you, actually, Steve.
It is the most terrifying documentary.
It's this guy so free soloing is climbing, is basically mountain climbing without any protective gear, no PPEs.
You're using rosin. You're using your wits. Literally, that's all you've got.
There's literally no harnesses, no ropes. It's just you're free solo, and it's
how many people die from that, right?
All the time.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a documentary about him trying to climb this specific mountain face, and it's a good watch, but it might freak the shit out of you.
The documentary itself is incredible. You can learn a lot about rock climbing and stuff, and if that's anything that you're like even remotely interested in, it's just a cool documentary to watch. But then watching it for like the sheer terror of like experiencing what that man is going through. It's almost like watching a horror movie. Not a horror movie.
I think you can watch it in 4K. So watch it in 4K.
Oh yeah,
on the biggest screen possible.
It'll terrify.
I have an idea.
You'll get vertigo.
Why don't we? That's on Disney Plus. You said, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we? Why? I was gonna say, why don't we kick that idea, Dave? I don't know if you want to bring that up at some point. That's on you.
I would watch it again.
Why don't we do that? I've never seen it. You already know, both that I am terrified of heights. I would watch it. It's not me.
We could do a Steve reacts to Free Solo.
It would be hard to do that for the 6 degrees of separation thing, because then you don't have
we wouldn't be able. We wouldn't be able to do it for that show, which is a show that we want to possibly get going within the next few weeks. I'd like to get that going, actually.
We've been wanting to do a reaction series, like not maybe a series, but we want to do a reaction
review kind of show. And I'm thinking that might. I think something like the 6 degrees of separation would be a fun one. Where, here I'll just read it verbatim. I can't because I'll fuck up the stream. Basically, like I posted in our general chat.
You want me to?
Why don't you go ahead and read it, so we can get exactly how I described it.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't have a specific name for it, but basically it's 6 degrees of separation. Week one of us picks a movie and we review it. After that, another one of us gets to pick the movie, but it has to be an actor connection. But we can't use the same actor twice. Also, can't use the director. Cannot be the same, or the director cannot be the same for at least 3 or 4 weeks. Example: Pulp Fiction. Do you want me to keep going or no?
Yeah, go ahead. Give an example.
Okay, so example, Dave picks Pulp Fiction. We watch it, we review it, and then let's say next week, Tyler or I, we pick a movie. It has to have at least one actor from Pulp Fiction, but it cannot be another Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Because he's the director of that. So then the next time, Tarantino can be used would be when my turn comes back around or whatever. So
You can find some good John Travolta off the wall movies. Let me tell
Oh
you.
yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
already I have not seen Pulp Fiction. I'm going to be real with you. I have not
Bruce
seen Pulp Fiction.
Willis.
I know Samuel L. Jackson's in Pulp Fiction, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You're going straight to Star Wars.
You knew what I
You're going
was already
straight to Star
thinking.
Wars.
Damn right, baby. You knew, man.
Going straight to Star Wars.
I
But yeah,
love it.
when we do get this show started, which like I said, I would love to get this thing started within the next week or two, if possible. I already know the movie I want to start with,
Okay.
and it's one that it's to get somebody off my back because I'm
Oh boy.
sick of hearing about it.
I know
wanna
exactly what Dave's talking about.
Go ahead, Steve. What am I talking about?
Tyler, Dave is talking about Office Space because
I have
he has
never-
not seen Office Space, and I
I've
have
never
given
seen
him
Office Space.
so
It's a
much
solid
shit.
movie.
I love
Yeah.
it, dude.
It's
Love that movie.
It's very dumb, but it's funny. It's
So
good.
what I
Such a
want
fun. Yeah,
what
it's
I
a
want to
great
get at with like one of my main goals with this 6 degrees of separation show is I really want to be able to find movies that A, we haven't seen in years,
Right.
or B, just find movies that we haven't seen that like have been around for a long time.
Yeah, I like it.
Like you might like one of us might pick a movie with Christopher Walken, and then the next person uh picks another Christopher Walken movie, but it's like one of his like original movies, one of his first movies when he's like
And
50 years ago.
with Michael Keaton, Batman 2, Michael Keaton with Penguin and everything. Christopher Walken is in that movie.
Yeah.
Michelle
completely-
Pfeiffer, Catwoman.
I completely so last week I watched all of the Batman movies. Like I watched the Dark Knight trilogy, I watched all of them from like Batman Returns, Forever, so on and so forth.
Wow.
And I got
So
to Batman
cringe
Returns.
in certain movies.
Oh yeah, they're awful. Some of those are just awful.
They really
Especially after you watch a Dark Knight series.
Oh God, yeah. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
But anyway, so I get to Batman Returns, and it's like Christopher Walken. Holy shit, that's right. Christopher Walken's in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I love Christopher Walken.
He kills Michelle Pfeiffer initially, but doesn't realize that apparently she's Catwoman. She's got 9 lives.
He tries to kill Kit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he shoves her out that like 5-story window. She should be dead. And then, she electrocutes herself and him while kissing with the, transformer cable.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Crazy movie.
Oh, but you know what, man? To me, Batman will always be Michael Keaton, but that's because I grew up with Michael Keaton. Christian Bale is a good Batman.
Oh, right.
Michael Keaton is the Batman to me. Just
Everybody's-
like me, Christopher Reeve is the Superman.
It's funny though, like after rewatching all of those, I think this is gonna put me out on a ledge here. I think Christian Bale played a much better Batman. The original Batman with Michael Keaton, and Jack Nicholson as Joker. That movie was really good. But then you go to Batman Returns, and it's still Tim Burton, but you can tell like things are a little bit brighter, not much brighter, but they're a little bit brighter looking.
And
And
you think so though, even with the Penguin and everything, Catwoman.
Like just like in terms of like production quality, like things are lit better and stuff like that. And then by the time you get to Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, they just go like way, and these aren't Tim Burton movies at this point, obviously. They just go way off. Yeah,
right.
They go way off the wall with like the colors. Like they're just extremely bright, and it's more comic booky, and it's just like this just looks really cheesy and crappy.
So I'd like to tangent here real quick.
Sure.
I think Michael Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne. I don't know if he was a great Batman. I think Bruce Wayne, because he's in the movie as Bruce Wayne so much compared to him being in the movie as Batman, I think as Bruce Wayne, he is a fantastic Bruce Wayne. I don't know if he's a great Batman. See, and now Christian Bale, I don't think he's a great Bruce Wayne, but I think he's a fantastic Batman. And they
I
do
can
the
see
same.
that.
They do the same thing. That's the thing with these superhero movies is that you have to separate their alter egos, right? And then you have to differentiate between the two different acting styles that they're approaching both of those characters with. So, like with the Spider-Man franchise, you've got Tobey Maguire, great Peter Parker, terrible Spider-Man. And then you've got
Everybody
Andrew
hated
Garfield.
Toby though. I didn't care for him. Like when you watch his shit, it was so cheesy, corny.
Right.
Just the production, everything was terrible.
But he was a great Peter Parker. He's the nerdy, super smart, kind of awkward, kind of goofy. And then he gets super overconfident in himself and ends up making a fool of himself. Like those are things that make a good Peter Parker. And then now you've got Andrew Garfield, who is a great Spider-Man, but a terrible Peter Parker.
And then you get
Tom Holland.
He's good on both. I think he's great. I think he's good on both.
Yeah.
I think he's a fantastic Peter Parker and an insanely good Spider-Man.
I think that along with the whole Batman series, it comes down to what the director's image, or not image, what they're trying to portray. Like, you look at Ben Affleck as Batman, and that's just, that version of Batman is an older, beaten down Batman.
They're going off of the Jason Todd storyline with that one too. So
and then you look at like Christian Bale, and that's a Batman that's your bachelor Bruce Wayne style,
right?
Like he's living the Playboy life kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then what's your guys'? And I know the movie doesn't come out until next year. What's your opinion on Robert Pattinson so far?
Oh, this is the original tangent that I was going to go on. Warner Brothers is already...
Before we get into this, we are running long, so after this, we'll probably wrap it up. But I want to know what your guys' opinion is on that.
Right.
So
Warner Brothers, I think it's Warner Brothers doing the movie, right? Because they've done all the DC movies.
Yeah,
so Warner Brothers has already came out and discussed the fact that they think Robert Pattinson is the best Batman that they've ever seen. From the trailer, I like him. I think that he pulls off the look. I think he's bulked up for this movie, so I think it's going to be interesting to see him.
He's still fairly small compared to the other guys who have played. Like, he's not like that big, bulky guy.
Yeah. He's not Affleck bulky, because Affleck got huge to play.
Yeah, he did.
To play Batman. I mean, he's pretty swole by the time that you get into Justice League. But I think Pattinson will do a great job as Batman. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna like him so much as Bruce Wayne, because this does look like a very dark, sinister version of.
And this is what I wanted to get at, because this Bruce Wayne, like the style of Bruce Wayne that they're going for, is he's supposed to be almost like on the spectrum. Like, he's broken mentally.
Right.
Like, it's a kid who saw his parents get shot in front of him. Like,
I mean, yeah,
they're showing the PTSD and stuff like that in him.
That's
what I think is gonna make it. It's gonna make it a very dark Batman. Like, he's just out there to beat people's asses, and you can see that in like the trailer when he beats up the thugs or whatever.
Vengeance.
I can't even remember the trailer. I can't. I wish I could.
Like, there's a part in it. There's a part in it where like a guy like goes to swing at him or something, and he like, and any other Batman from the past would have punched the guy once, and he goes down, and that's that. No, Robert Pattinson's the Batman.
He's like going in on him.
He punches him. The dude starts going down. He grabs him and just starts wailing into him, and just continues, and just relentless. Like, dude's
the brutal Batman. Yeah.
I personally actually like Robert Pattinson.
So
you know, I mean, I
think he got a bad rap just for being in the Twilight movies. He got a bad rap.
Yeah, who cares, dude? You know what? I didn't mind some of those Twilight movies. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that. But I mean, I've seen some of his other movies, Remember Me or whatever else that he's been in.
Good.
You know, you know what I wanted to see? I have not seen yet. That weird, funky, spooky, creepy looking Is that the one with William Dafoe?
No, sorry.
No.
That was that's the Lighthouse.
Yes.
This is the one you're talking about. Yeah.
I want to see that movie because that looks so like all the trailers I saw for it made it look so spooky, creepy, eerie, and just messed up. And it's like I want to see that. And Robert
Looked like
Pattinson,
a good indie film.
yes, it did. Something that I want to watch. Maybe we do. Maybe if none of us have watched that, then we need to try and do a reaction to that because that will be pure for all three of us.
Yeah.
Because that looks good. Like it's one of those weird, just like totally oddball movies that just like has that feel to it. That's like, yeah, this is gonna be good. It's gonna creep me out probably, and that's what you want. But I personally like Robert Pattinson, so I'm not a DC guy at all. I'll watch.
I'll take Marvel over DC.
Yep. But and I haven't even watched like most of the Avengers movies. My brothers got me to watch Infinity Wars finally. I still got to watch Endgame, but it's like Infinity Wars wasn't bad. But it's like I'm gonna try and watch some of that. But I will watch this Robert Pattinson Batman. I will. I don't know when it comes out, but I'll watch it.
I want them to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want them to do it in the same sense that they did the Joker movie, as in like a full blown like reboot.
That was such a good movie.
Like get into like the character more than you are just the action.
The full background, right? You want the full background of how he really becomes.
I like the Joker because it's a slow burn, but you see the tension rising throughout the entire movie until that final, act of violence, and then you're like, oh shit, like this is.
I need to see that still.
Crazy.
You have not seen Joker?
I haven't seen a lot of the DC movies. I have not seen a DC movie since Batman vs Superman.
The thing is that Joker is only a DC movie in the sense that they make references towards DC characters. It does not feel like a comic movie at all. Like not even a slight.
I understand.
It's a movie about a guy that becomes violent and kills. Yeah. And it's such a good movie.
If they wouldn't have titled it Joker and then removed the Wayne references, that movie would have stood fine on its own. It would not have needed to be a DC movie at all.
Heath Ledger, obviously. Go ahead, Dave.
I don't mean that in the sense of like the Joker movie is like full on like blatantly DC movie kind of thing. I just mean like since Batman vs Superman, like the DC movies just haven't resonated with me.
They're bad.
They haven't. They have not been good. Although I have not seen the Schneider cut yet, and I've heard that I need to.
It's good. It's good if you have 4 hours.
Oh my
God.
That's
the thing.
I actually did see some of that. I didn't see the whole thing back when I was still living, waiting for my house to get built.
I'll say it's still bad. I mean, it's bad compared to like Marvel. Like if you're taking into account, so you're always going to compare DC to Marvel because DC came.
And that's the problem.
Late. DC came into this late. Marvel established this founding over 10 years and then started, coming up with this grand scheme of things. And
that's the problem with DC. They're trying to catch up to Marvel.
Right.
They're trying to take the shortcuts, and it's not working.
Yeah. I mean, they came out with a Justice League movie after 3 movies. That's ridiculous. There's no reason for that. Marvel took all these characters, before you saw the first Avengers movies, you were already 3 Iron Man movies in. 2 Iron Mans before the first Avengers movie. Third one came right after one. Yeah.
How many Thors? 1 or 2, right? One.
You had 1 Thor movie, 2 Iron Mans, 1 Captain America, and
1 Hulk, right? And a Hulk movie already.
But Hulk doesn't really. They finally made his movie canon with the Ed Norton bit, but I mean, still,
yeah, but I mean, now it's Mark Ruffalo, right? It wasn't even the correct, Bruce Banner.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people have a hard time going back and watching that one because after you see Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, I mean, he's fantastic.
In general, I like Edward Norton. I didn't have a problem with that Hulk movie.
I loved it. No, I liked
I
the
didn't have
Incredible
any
Hulk.
issues with it. Yeah, I liked
The
it.
Incredible Hulk was great. That was an awesome movie. It's the first Hulk movie that they ever came out with that I had a problem.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's not part
The
of
Eric Bana Hulk movie was terrible.
The guy,
3 hours long.
the guy from Troy, right? The guy from Troy, Eric Bana.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, was
no,
that
I
such
mean,
a great movie too?
definitely give me Mark Ruffalo over Edward Norton in this case of The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
But I didn't have an issue with Edward Norton.
No, I think Ed Norton played a great Bruce Banner, and I mean, just his charisma. Ed Norton is a great actor. He's fantastic in whatever they put him in, and so I would have been fine with him being carried over into the MCU. But I know that he has stipulations about getting hooked onto contracts that are very open ended. And so I think that that's what kind of pulled him away from all that. And then Mark Ruffalo was like, I don't care.
Yeah. So but I think that's where DC has screwed up. Like they're trying to build this whole DC universe after like one movie a piece kind of thing to build their universe, where like Marvel went and was like, yeah, we did Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and all these other movies, and while they aren't necessarily like about like different, like the same characters, there's references between the different movies within each movie.
Yeah.
Like it just worked. The way they did it just made it work so well. And DC is trying to cut all the corners, which hurts.
Marvel.
As a DC person, that hurts. Like I love the darkness of Batman and all those characters. I couldn't care less about Superman, honestly.
Yeah, Marvel's a lot more subtle with the way they handle it.
DC doesn't have a guy like Kevin Feige. That's the problem. Kevin Feige is like the Jon Favreau for Star Wars and Dave Filoni. They don't have those guys.
Jon Favreau is part of Marvel also.
I know, because he did the Iron Mans, but I'm just saying, and he's now transitioned over to Star Wars. And hence the reason why The Mandalorian and Star Wars now has basically been resurrected from the dead after the sequel trilogy. Because you got guys that actually know what they're doing and actually have a passion for the stuff instead of just trying to crunch out things and get numbers and money. That's why, from what I've heard, Kevin Feige is the same way with Marvel. Hence the reason why Marvel has been so damn successful.
Well, now he's got Esposito or Carlos. What is his name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
No.
Moff Gideon.
No. I'm talking about he's a director for Marvel now, and he's the one.
Waititi?
No, his last name's like it's some Mexican name, but anyway, or Spanish. I don't know. But anyways, he's the one that's done WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, and did Loki, and all three of those are fantastic movies.
I have not seen WandaVision or Falcon, Winter Soldier, but oh my God, was Loki.
But
I still haven't watched any of those series.
Ooh.
We're gonna do a reaction for Loki, I think too. I think we have
Loki would be fun. I love that show.
I have been looking for a reason to rewatch Loki again. I'm not gonna lie.
My problem was like all of those series, like they came out between like end of last year, right? And then up through like somewhat recent. All right, so
all three of them came out this year.
Yeah.
All right, so they came out at the wrong time for me. I was in the process of transitioning to my mom's house for a few months and then moving down to Texas, and I just haven't gotten around to watching much.
Well, I mean, we found more stuff for the channel because I've not seen WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier. Tyler, you've seen them all.
Yeah, I've watched anything Marvel. I've seen it all.
But Loki, I've watched, and I absolutely love Loki. Tom Hiddleston he's spot on with his acting. He is one hell of an actor.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, anyways, about 12 minutes ago, I said we were going to talk about Robert Pattinson as the Batman, and we somehow ended up into Marvel.
Tangent.
We're gonna wrap this up here. As usual, Facebook, Twitter at That's Downtime. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, leave us a comment. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Later, guys.